Headlines of this bulletin. The mission group of the National Assembly Standing Committee and the Training Center for Deputies organized a training titled Supervision Skill for Deputies. Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn and the delegation paid tribute and planted trees at the Hùng Kings Temple in Cần Thơ City. Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Thực Hiện checked the preparations for the inauguration of Hùng Kings Temple in Cần Thơ City. Hello, it's great to see you again here in this edition of Cần Thơ News and Top News Today. On March 4th morning in Cần Thơ City, the mission group of the National Assembly Standing Committee and the Training Center for Deputies organized a training titled Supervision Skills for Deputies. Politburo member, Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn attended and guided the function. Over 170 deputies from certain cities and provinces took part in the function. Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn informed the delegates about the innovations at the National Assembly sections, the work of improving the quality of the National Assembly's activities at the section, the successful implementation of online meetings, including the forming of discussion groups and voting online through an electronic system, among others. In his director's speech, Politburo member, Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn suggested that the deputies promote the serious and enthusiastic spirit to listen to the rapporteurs and at the same time share and exchange knowledge and skills under the supervision of deputies through 9 thematic lessons and 3 practical exercises in 3 days. He wished that the deputies, with the knowledge and skills acquired at this conference, would fulfill their functions, supervision mission, and the duties of the people's deputies in the entire term of the 15th National Assembly and the 2021-2026 term of the People's Council. During his working trip to Cần Thơ City, Politburo member, Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn and the delegation paid tribute and planted trees at the Hùng Kings Temple in Cần Thơ City. Joining the function was Secretary of Cần Thơ Municipal Party Committee Lê Quang Mạnh. Solemnly, Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn, along with the delegation, offered incense to respectfully commemorate the feats of national construction of the Hùng Kings. He underscored that, despite the fact that Hùng Kings temples were present in many Mekong Delta localities, the Hùng Kings Temple in Cần Thơ City, which was about to be inaugurated, was a large-scale project that represented the aspirations of the people of the region in commemorating the Hùng Kings. Moreover, the fact that the Temple of Hùng Kings is constructed on the sacred land of Bến Thủy district, where many temples, pagodas, and relics of national level are located, makes the project even more meaningful. Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn asked leaders of Cần Thơ City and concerned agencies and localities to make good use of the place so that the Hùng Kings Temple will be one of the cultural highlights of Cần Thơ City. Earlier, Standing Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Trần Thanh Mẫn and the delegation planted a gift tree at the site of Hùng Kings Temple. On the same morning, Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Nguyễn Thực Hiện checked the preparations for the inauguration of Hùng Kings Temple in Cần Thơ City. At the time of inspection, preparation work for the inauguration of the Hùng Kings Temple has been primarily finished. Besides adding trees and perfecting the outer electrical system of the temple site, the setting up of the inauguration ceremony stage is being hurriedly carried out, with progress ensured. Content of the script for the opening ceremony, which takes place on the upcoming 6th of April, has been completed as required. The opening ceremony of the Hùng Kings Temple is a major event in the region and in Cần Thơ City alone. The temple will welcome visitors from April 7th. To timely serve the participation in the upcoming events of the Hùng Kings Temple inauguration ceremony, the National Đơn Ca Tài Tử Festival and the Sơn Phúc K Festival of the leaders of the party, the state, and the localities, as well as visitors nationwide, Cần Thơ International Airport has developed a specific plan to ensure security and safety for every flight. Along with increasing the frequency from 15 to 20 flights a day, Cần Thơ International Airport coordinated with carriers like Vietnam Airlines and Vietjet to add more aircraft and maintain continuous transport time from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, starting from April 1st. In addition, security forces was carefully arranged at the airport to safeguard the flights. Pandemic prevention and control work at the airport also receive attention following the 5K recommendation and regulations of Cần Thơ city leaders. In other news, Cần Thơ City Public Security on the morning of April 4th opened the training on firefighting and rescue expertise in 2022. Attending the opening ceremony were leader representatives of public security units of the localities and 130 participants who are leaders, officials, and soldiers directly involved in firefighting and rescue work in local districts. In 10 days, learners will be provided knowledge in firefighting and rescue expertise, current legal documents, and directions of the Public Security Ministry, the Fire Prevention and Firefighting Department on firefighting and rescue work in the new situation, among other contents. At the end of the course, the city's public security will evaluate the learning outcomes of the learners. In celebration of the 63rd Traditional Day of the Vietnamese Fishery, Garang District recently coordinated with the Fisheries Sub-Department of Cần Thơ City to launch the activity of releasing fish into the wild. Many districts have also done the same. Right after the launching, competent sectors of Garang District and benefactors released 120 kilograms of fish of all kinds near Garang Floating Market. The total cost of this activity is 12 million Vietnam dong mobilized from the community. At the locality's fish releasing event, Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ District People's Committee Bùi Văn Kiệt asked agencies and localities to accelerate profound propaganda work so that people understand the threats of using explosive materials, electrical current, and toxins to fish. Training on the law of fishery, as well as fishing and farming in a safe manner, in association with the preservation, regeneration, and development of fishery resources must also be done. Violation in fishing must be strictly handled. Right after the launching ceremony, leaders and people of Cần Thơ District released over 36,000 fish of all kinds to recreate natural fishery resources. In the same manner, 200 kilograms of fish has also been released into the wild in Ô District. To mobilize people to limit the use of toxins and electrical current, the authority has posted multiple banners and posters on the streets. This is one of the annual events of Ô District maintained from 2014 up until now with the purpose of mobilizing people to join hands with the locality in the preservation and regeneration of fishery resources, contributing to balancing the ecosystem. At the same time, Phong Dinh District coordinated with the Fisheries Sub-Department of Cần Thơ City to launch the fish releasing event. After that, officials and people jointly released 130 kilograms of broodstock of many kinds and over 1,000 snakehead fish on the segment of Cần Thơ River along the embankment of Nguyễn Phương Giang Port in Phong Dinh Town. From the beginning of the year, relevant agencies of Phong Dinh District have boosted the propaganda work on preserving fishery resources to all classes of people and collaborated to organize 33 inspections on preserving fishery resources in the district. No violation was recorded during inspection. Coming up next are weather updates. And that's it for today's edition of Cần Thơ News. To rewatch our bulletins, you can visit our website at canthtv.vn. And now, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye and see you next time.